Hi Sages, and welcome to your April 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign. I hope that you're feeling really well. This is a fortunate time of the year for you. It is Aries season, which is always usually really good for Sagittarius. It's like your fellow fire sign, so there's a lot of inspiration and motivation to find here, and creative ideas to stumble upon. Everything looks pretty good to me, Sag. I mean, you've got the devil in your reading, you've got the hanged man, so I think that some of these sort of restrictive energies that we're facing, as a result of the current health issues, that might be kind of discouraging you. You're usually quite a social sign and an adventurous sign, so staying at home isn't always so great. It's fourth house energy that's like a quincunx to your natural ninth house energy, which makes it kind of grating and overwhelming feeling. Maybe just now coming into April 2020, you were ready to move, or you were ready to re-embrace the public just to see that the gates are closed or that can't happen. And that could maybe be really fortunate or really just really good for you, instead of something that is opening up old addictions or opening up old stagnation patterns. I think that the challenge for Sagittarius in April is to really turn over a new leaf with your own spiritual path, and to still be able to create despite certain doors perhaps having closed. Because what I'm hearing for you, Sag, is that the closing of doors or the opportunities that dissipate right now are really big blessings, really good opportunities for you to kind of pull back a little bit and rest your energy by outputting. So it's such a great time for you guys to maybe take on a new exercise regimen, or to change up your sleep habits, or to change some kind of a long-running reliance that you've had. I feel that there were a lot of dependencies or a lot of reliances that are really coming front and center this month, and consistency is kind of the key. Spiritual consistency, emotional consistency that doesn't keep you stagnated. So you're going to have a really good new idea that's going to come in this month. You have the Ace of Swords, which feels like your kind of saving grace and your secret weapon as well. So there's some kind of intellectual property or idea that you have that is so golden, but can you let yourself implement it now? I think that towards the end of April, and especially moving into May, once we get into Gemini season, so it's like late May and early June, between now and then, you want to have implemented some kind of new idea. You want something to look really different than it looks right now. I do feel that you are a bit burned out. You've got Ten of Wands and the Devil coming up in the same reading. That is such burnout energy. So yeah, you're going to want to be careful about forcing yourself to follow through, or forcing yourself to do something that isn't right anymore. And instead, you're going to want to seek that feeling of wanting to get out of bed in the morning. The Hierophant and Queen of Wands and Page of Wands says to me that you have actually a really huge spring of creativity, a huge spring of motivation coming in the month of April. And you're going to know what that is, sort of based on how it energizes you and how you derive energy from the thought of doing something. So basically that point in time when you think, okay, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? The feeling of you being magnetized towards it is the sign. It's the sign that it's the right thing for you, or the wrong thing for you if it doesn't exist. And through that, you're going to see a big emotional rebirth and a big new source of emotional energy come into your life, through Page of Cups. And then there are going to be a few things to put away. I do feel like April shows Sagittarius putting, things away, or completing some kind of cycle, and ultimately breaking away from something that was really consuming a lot of your energy. So just a heads up, Sagittarius, there are some old things which probably won't really accompany you past the time of April, and that's going to be to your benefit. That's going to be a really rewarding thing to see, actually, because I don't really feel like the devil energy has much place for you right now. It should be such a restarting time for you. So anyway, Sagittarius, let's talk a little bit about the week to week, and we'll figure out more about how you can overcome some of these issues. In the first week, you have the devil rooted down by Page of Wands. So creative solutions to old addictive tendencies is going to be your best bet. I think it's such a rewarding time for Sag to be in a creativity mode. You guys have so much creativity to share, and the Aries season should really give you a lot of confidence to innovate that. Also, you could kind of see that, and I think that this is going to be more so the case, that your creative drive and all your abundant, diverse, eccentric, creative ideas might sort of be worrying you or threatening you. It's like, as a Sagittarius, you might kind of feel like you can't do it all, or that some of those doors are closing on account of the current societal implications. And that's kind of an interesting crux to think about. Jupiter's in Capricorn, and sometimes doors close, and at the end of the day, with the big picture, it's a blessing, but in immediacy it might feel like it's very unfortunate. So you might see that some creative things that you wanted to pursue aren't so available anymore, or that they have changed, but it's such a big blessing in the long run, because it gives you the energy that you need to really directly focus on something. I kind of talked in a few previous readings, Sagittarius, about how good 2020 is for a sort of direct, concise, linear path and direct, concise, linear goals. The signs, especially the mutable signs like yourself, who tend to be really eccentric and have a lot of, working possibilities in a lot of different places, that does feel like the devil energy to me in the year of 2020, in the sense that there's like a sense of overwhelm, a sense of overbearing experiences, indecisiveness, feeling weighed down, heavy. It's good to focus some very individual things and try to really accelerate them during this year. And there are some things that might just kind of wilt a bit. And that's kind of a part of life, and you grow through that. So in the first week of April, what needs to wilt? What needs to become less of a focus? And what do you want to really pour all of your creativity into? Really, it's just a time of decision making for you in the first week of April. Week number 2, you guys have Page of Cups rooted down by the Queen of Wands. So emotional new beginning for you, actually, after you come past the first week and realize, okay, here's this specific thing that I want to really see bloom in my life. That's giving you a new source of emotional energy, and that's turning you into a bit of a new person as well. Queen of Wands, rooting that down, says that this is actually in your nature, and maybe it is, this chapter of a Sagittarius's life that really shows where your emotional strength comes from, and really shows where your source of creativity comes from as well. So that's another important thing to remember this month. You're really seeing like the source of things, or you're really seeing the source of different experiences. And it's not even really about that, but it's just like the fact there's something about it's such a beginning energy, it's double one energy. So you are beginning something so enthusiastically, and that just has to be that. I don't want you guys shedding a lot of tears over the things that can't come with it, or the things that aren't getting a lot of devotion right now. Where is your devotion? Second week, great time to become devoted to some linear goal or some linear path, even if it's something simple like finally finishing composing that song, or even like beating that game, or something linear and something focused. I think that you guys need to finish something. Honestly, I would be more it feels like it would suffice you more to have like the Death card or the World card or something. You do have 10 of Wands, which can kind of go towards that territory, but you guys need something finished this time, and like something quickly finished, like something that you start really quickly during the month of April and something that you finish during the month of April. So I would encourage you to do that, as well as working on your health through that as well. So, even if you're doing things that might feel like they're, neither here nor there, like you're staying home, you might be watching like Netflix, or like playing games, or just like relaxing. Try to revolve your health plans around that, and try to revolve your lifestyle around that. So you might be, doing something that you enjoy during your free time, but there needs to be an equal amount of like hard work and hard exercise, I think, as well, or hard hitting focus at the same time, or intermittent to the time that you relax as well. Week number 3, you guys have Ace of Swords rooted down by the Hanged Man reversed. So this is your trump card, really. This is your advantage here in the third week, a new idea. It's plain and simple, like maybe a reinvigorated sense of like, okay, this is my plan. This is how I'm going to move forward. This is what I'm going to direct my focus and my resources and my life force energy toward. and that's really rewarding for you. The Hanged Man reversed, reading that down, says that it almost takes stillness to see that, or maybe there's not much to do or not much to get done during that time for a Sag, but that's where you're going to get your best idea, and it's going to be like your crowning idea, your crowning intellectual property. So I could see that Sages who are in like a creative field, you might think of the new concept for a book, or a new concept for some creative idea, and that is going to, on one hand, only come through stillness, but also the fact that it did will help push you when it's time to introduce that to the rest of the world. Week number 4, you guys have the Hierophant rooted down by 10 of Wands. So spiritual inspiration comes from solving burnout. So yeah, this month with 10 of Wands and the Devil is about understanding a burnout and about understanding how to overcome it, because it's, Aries season for a Sag is a season where burnout can come, but due to some of the societal factors that have changed us with social distancing and quarantines, we are really facing that and actually able to find the solution to burnout, or able to find the solution to something that we haven't been able to face in the same way. So yeah, it's really cool, Sages. I think that you're going to feel a big sense of spiritual relief and energetic relief in the 4th week, and there might be hard work to do, or there might be too much on your plate, but through that you're going to never find yourself there again, which is interesting, or to a degree you're never going to find yourself in as much of a burnout as you might have been before, and that's okay, Sag. It's Jupiter in Capricorn, the year after Jupiter is in your sign, Sagittarius, so all of 2020 for you guys pretty much deals with seeing things that didn't work, and so that you can reorient and remap forward. So this is maybe the climax of that actually in April. And the sooner that you work on that, and the sooner that you maybe accept that there was a burnout, or that there was something that didn't need to continue on in the same way, that's when you get to move on from it. So I really do see you guys moving on, and May should be really fun for you guys. I feel like you're going to have a lot of fun in May, and that you can in April too. Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. It's an interesting time for to date again if you're single, or to, find, and dating isn't really possible for most of us as we are not so public, but you might have just fallen in love with somebody, or you might have met somebody before this happened, and maybe you're living with them or something, or that. I feel like Sagittarius is caught up in a lot of stories like that. So again, obviously that's not going to be for everyone, but that is the energy to me, new people, new experiences, and especially in May that will get stronger. So anyway, Sagittarius, thank you guys so much for being here. Your energy is also, I will just say, it's kind of neither here nor there is all that I can say. You have a lot of choices here, and you have a lot of opportunities, and you're not too confined to any one level of being like some of the other signs are this month. But there's still responsibility there, and there's still a need to break away from a cycle of burnout. So just keep that in mind as you're moving through, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the reading. I am going to do an extended reading for Sagittarius on Patreon, so we'll look at the central theme and the supporting theme, which I'm really looking forward to, because I would like to get more perspective on this. So if you'd like to see that and you'd like to pull it all together there, you can click the center of your screen, and you can also follow the link below. Both of those will link over to Patreon, where you can get this extended reading. I'm also doing tea chats on Patreon, as well as, and those are every Saturday, and you can get early ad-free access to the general readings and most of the videos that I put out on YouTube, and it's a great way to support the channel as well. So thank you so much, Sages, as well, for your subscribes, likes, and comments here on YouTube, and let's go do your extended now. I'll talk to y'all later. Much love. Bye.